Great title. I'm glad to be here in front of you all. Thank you for coming and getting sunny, which is great. What I'd like to talk to you about is something actually invisible. Much like radio frequency, software is sometimes something that you see on your computer screen, but more often than not, it's what's behind the scenes making everything work and sometimes making everything not work. And so you'll excuse me if I use some grand language in talking about something that's largely invisible. I'd like to talk about partnerships specifically, and in a moment you'll get a chance to go out and take a look at the rover close-up and talk with some of the engineers in the hut over here. And these are the folks that have provided the hardware and the software that make this system operate, sort of the body and soul of all of our robots. There's another kind of partnership, which is the partnership across NASA that's been participating in this project. Several NASA centers and some educational institutions that have come together to put the system into operation. There's another kind of partnership which is occurring over our heads a couple of 100 miles up there somewhere, and that's a partnership between astronauts and robots. And the vision that NASA has that in exploring the solar system beyond low Earth orbit is the kind of activity that will take place not with humans alone and not with robots alone, but really humans and robots in partnership. And so partnership is a theme that really runs through a lot of the work that we do. In the software arena, we're using a lot of commercial technology, a lot of, as Terry mentioned, laptops in this project that you can go and buy yourself, programming languages that you can learn yourself. We really look to the future and an era where we're using a lot more of this commercial technology that's less expensive to develop and leveraging a lot of the technology development that's taking place in the commercial sector, making that commercial sector our partner in bringing some of those technologies to the space exploration game. I lead a task at JPL called RAPID. It's a robot communication language. And think of it as Skynet without all the nasty side effects. In that it is a standard that humans and robots can use to intercommunicate, not just between the people that develop the robot and the robot itself, but between many different human teams and many different robots and between many different robots. Because robots help us explore space. They can help astronauts prepare venues on the surface of a planet, or a moon, or in space before the human arrives. They can help the human during their activities in space, and of course they can clean up and maintain equipment after the human has moved on, either to return to Earth or go on to another site. And so we want to have an environment where we can have multiple robots helping our humans in space, and we want to make these robots easier to operate than would otherwise be possible if we had lots of different ways of using these robots. So this RAPID software is one way that we can make the training a little bit easier, make all of the robots seem to have a sort of a similar operation scheme, and so it's not like many different robots as unique individuals with unique personalities, but that an astronaut using a team of robots can reasonably be expected to work with each of them in turn. The Telerobotics project is contributing not only to the definition of this standard within NASA, but we're also working to define international standards in telerobotics. If there's one theme that has been popularized about exploring beyond low Earth orbit, is that it's a fairly expensive endeavor, and that no one space agency really is going to be able to take a human to Mars or take a human to an asteroid by itself. We have to build these partnerships with other agencies around the world. And so by developing these international standards for robot operations, we're really crossing the boundary, one of the remaining technical boundaries for international collaboration, which is the ability for all of these robots to talk with each other. And so the idea of a robot operation standard, although Skynet is a scary vision, we really do want our robots to communicate with each other. We really want that partnership between our robots and our astronauts. And so again, I'll be available like the other folks here afterwards to talk to you about software and invisible magic. So thank you.